The Great Resignation is rolling into part 2, or should I say, part deux. That's an old throwback to an old Rambo spoof. You can thank Charlie Sheen for that little masterpiece. I want to cover with you all what the media is missing about the Great Resignation. At this point, I'm assuming you've all heard of it and how it's impacting businesses. Maybe you can't get your daily Starbucks or make a doctor's appointment when you want it. Well, that's largely because of the Great Resignation. I'm not going to cover why it's happening. That's been beaten to death by the media. Let's talk about where all these people are going. And it's a lot of people leaving. September's numbers were 4.4 million people quitting, which topped the previous record of 4.3 set in August. But hold on, before we start screaming that the Great Resignation sky is falling, let's ask, how have hiring new employees gone? Well, that's smart of you to ask. They've gone quite well, actually. Businesses hired 6.5 million people. In fact, that's little changed from the previous month. Okay, doesn't sound totally dire then, right? Let's look at all of the separations and hires for the whole last year. Over the 12 months ending in September 2021, hires totaled 73.3 million and separations totaled 67.7 million, yielding a net employment gain of 5.6 million. Okay, neither of those sound bad, so why all the alarm bells? Well, it's centered on two facets. The first is that a large portion of employment separations are willingly, meaning people are quitting, and at record numbers. The second area of concern is this graph. You see the large spike in 2021? This reflects the number of job openings. So naturally we ask, how could there be this huge spike in openings if over the last year we hired a net positive of 5.6 million people? Well, there's one huge factor that no one seems to be talking about, and it's that businesses are doing so well in trying to hire so many new people that the labor market can't keep up. So no, I don't think the Great Resignation is tanking our economy or the stock market. Hamstringing it maybe from reaching its full potential. But again, how I'm reading these indicators is that I'm bullish. I'm bullish on the labor market, I'm bullish on companies, and I'm bullish on the stock market. This leads me to part deux that I led off with in the beginning, and this makes me happy. For this part of the analysis, let's come over to a different federal agency, the Census Bureau, and their shitty graphs. What we're looking at is monthly business applications. That slight dip is March of 2020, the start of COVID. So what did people do when they were laid off or quit their jobs? They started their own companies in record numbers. In Q1 of 21, we hit 450,000 new business applications, which is double the pre-pandemic levels. So there you have it, facts to refute all the Chicken Littles that are so concerned with the Great Resignation. Yes, it's happening, but businesses are hiring at a frenetic pace, more so than the labor pool can keep up. And to me, what's most important to take away from all of this in the face of lost jobs and a collapsing economy and a global viral pandemic, people's inner entrepreneur came out. Employees wanted to become employers and masters of their own economic futures. This resilience, this ingenuity makes me happy. So if you know someone who owns a company or started a company recently, give them a pandemic-approved 6-foot socially distanced pat on the back. And most importantly, remember this: when you hear about the next global catastrophe that we'll never recover from, remember that people's instincts were to work harder and try to create their own businesses. And when the next meltdown does happen and you find yourself doubting, buying the dip, or you want to liquidate your portfolio because it's off 50%, remember that resilience. Remember our economic rocket out of this pandemic. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button. Hopefully you dug this content and want to subscribe, and I'll hopefully see you on the next one.